off on those. All right, call this meeting to order. Can I have
Roll
roll call?
Chad?
Yes.
Michelle?
Yes.
Greg? Yes. Lita?
Yes.
Troy?
Yes.
All right, approval of September meeting minutes, and it should be here, so you might take time to look over them. And number 9, we might want to put, because if that's how I said it, that's not quite how I meant.
Okay.
So we might want to put that the college will help provide cement around the concession stand at the ARC, because it's really not one field, it's around the concession stands in the middle, and so we're talking about putting,
We put around the concession stand and softball field.
right, that's what I say, if you just put around the concession stand at the soccer field, that'll be, because we don't really
Okay.
have anything finalized, and at that point, we didn't have it
Gotcha.
finalized.
Strike
So
out
just
one
put,
field clip.
huh?
Strike out one field clip.
Yeah, just college will provide, and you might put help provide cement around the concession stand at the softball field. And then we will, as soon as we get it finalized, then we'll put that in our minutes, how it's actually gonna be.
Okay.
Okay?
I move to approve as corrected.
Second?
Roll call Chad? Yes. Michelle?
Yes.
Greg?
Hello.
Yes.
Lita?
Yes.
Troy?
Yes.
Okay, well, then we're not ready on that part. Thank you. Yes, yes.
September financial statements would be next.
Okay, thank you.
Well, as we've submitted them and as I've submitted them last month, we are looking at total revenues for the year at $260,717, with expenditures to date, actual expenditures to date of $127,46 and $60,319 encumbered. In our bank accounts right now, we have a total of $491,187.64, with $201,001.87 in CDs. The expenditures, the income and expenditures seem to be in line with what we have received in the past. Nothing that I think is really outside of the ordinary. You do have a listing there of the item of that $60,313 that is encumbered. Of those, the big items, you got property maintenance at $3,800. We've got infrastructure, capital improvements, and that's our softball fields and things that we approved last month at $28,870. And then we've also still have that I need to get with Courtney about. We're still listing a Z-Track mower encumbered at $6,203, and that may be.
I've received it, I just haven't seen the bill on that yet. Unless
Well,
it's been
we may have
passed down
gotten
through
I don't know, we may have gotten as I was looking at some stuff
Well, this is what I got on.
earlier this week, we may have paid that, but we had a double PO out there for some reason on it.
Okay. I didn't ever see a ticket run through my office, so I was.
And that's the reason I wanted to touch base with you on that one, just
Yeah.
because that may be a double PO that's sitting out there.
Okay.
And if that's the case, we'll void it and it'll be released back for expenditure.
Yeah, because we bought that back in July.
Yeah.
So it should be.
I think it's actually got a double PO out there.
Talk about the capital outlay equipment.
Yeah, that's that on the financial stuff that I sent you on page 4. The last line item that says capital outlay equipment, Western Equipment is Z-Track mower for $62,0350. I think that may be a double purchase order.
Well, Okay, so you're thinking that's been paid, but see, we also just purchased a gator.
Gator, yeah, we just
So
got a gator too.
would that be part of that 13 though? Would that be the Z-Track? No, I see what you're saying. You say the Z-Track's been paid.
Yeah, I think the Z-Track and the Gator have both been paid, but we've got a double purchase order out there on this one that we need to be addressed, and I just need to get with you on that.
Okay, the gator actually should still be out there. We have not received that yet.
Okay?
So that bill should still be out.
Yeah.
But as far as the Z-Track, that should be taken care of already.
Yeah. So we just need to get together on that and get that straightened out. And then it may, both of those may be encumbered in this, and we just run it, we didn't pay for the gator until the first meeting in October.
I guess I'm just really confused. And I mean, I don't mean to sound really confused, but at the end of August,
Yeah.
when we had the cash and investment balances on our sheet,
Mm-hmm.
our total cash in hand was $561,709.66.
Mm-hmm.
So then we go and we spend $62,900, but our pool cash goes down to
Well, we've actually spent,
$60,000.
we've actually,
So,
this year's well, okay, since I don't have August's numbers here in front of me, but we've actually spent $127,846.24 this year. We have expenditures listed here through the month of September. So through the end of September, we've got we've got the expenditures that we made in September for $111,000. I guess
Like what Michelle's question is, our August 31st financial statement shows total cash of $761,000. And then the,
$561,000.
no, what's
Okay,
200?
that's $200.
$761,000. And then a month later, our total cash is $692. It's gone down 60-some thousand.
Mhm.
But we also had 37,000 more revenue than we did expenditures in September.
And it may just be that I don't understand.
We collected for the,
And it could be again that the
It might be just
encumbered number.
okay. Yeah, for September, we had 620, we're showing in our total cash, 622,081.38.
Yeah, say that again.
For our total cash was 600,000. Wait, no, I'm sorry, that's June. I'm sorry. I looked at the first one.
That didn't work.
Yeah, so June was 622, then it's
Yeah.
542,
Let me get down to
then
August.
it's 525, then it goes 561, and now it's back to
Okay.
291.
August, yeah, okay. We've got $561,709.66 as cash at the end of August.
Correct.
And now, what you need to realize is not at the end of August, not at the end of September that we're looking at cash. When you're looking at the cash, that's through October 6th.
So I guess what we actually ought to have there is cash
At the end of September
September
30th, if we're gonna do this as of September 30th. So we
Does that
can,
make it clear for us?
Well, will it make it clearer for you? What I was trying to give to you was what as of that, and that would have been what I gave to my council as of the council meeting on October 6th, what our cash balances were. So now we have spent money we spent money on October 6th as a council that's not reflected in these September numbers because that would have been spent in October.
then I think we need, so we don't get confused and we can verify the amount from amount to amount, I think we need, if we're gonna do September financials, I think we need cash as of September 30th. So then when we look at the next month, we can look, because if we get all the financial statement as of the end of September the 30th, but then we're going to have the cash investments at the end of October the 6th, we've got a week in there that we don't know what's been spent. I mean, that's
Yeah.
my feeling. I mean, I just
That's
think
fine.
think it'll make it easier if we go end of the month, even though the council might see a little bit further, for us to because it's just, because I'm going, okay, so where's the other $8,000 that's not, well, it could have been spent. That might be
It
good
was
check.
payroll.
Well, I understand, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard for us if we don't have it ending at the same time each month. Then I'm gonna have the same question each month because my numbers don't, and I'm gonna keep bringing these because I still had questions about this. Now we got a different amount here than if you take the 62,954 off this 561,
Yeah.
you're still minus some money, and so then I'm going, okay, where's that money? Because you should have your cash advance. What you have is total cash, and you should be able to take out what was spent from the last time, and that should be what's left in here now, to my understanding.
Yeah.
I mean,
and I understand that, and that's fine. We can give it to you that way. It's just, what this is as of October 6th, and there was, between September 30th and October 6th, there were additional payments that were made. There was payroll that was made. There were all these things that were made during that 2-week time frame, or that 7-day time frame, that affect that cash balance. So if you're trying to correlate cash back to the income and expense report, it's not going to.
But that's the only way feasibly I feel that I can do it, is that if I know exactly what we have and I look at last month's and I bring this one and it's not correlating, then I'm going, we've got to either have it where it's end to end so we can say, oh, no, now I understand it, because right now I'm missing money and I want to make sure where that money's at. Yeah, you told me it's been spent, but on my paper it doesn't show spent, so then I'm like questioning where it went.
Okay. That's fine. And we don't have those numbers here today.
Right. Well, that's, so it's hard for me to, but I mean, the rest of you, that's my,
I agree with you.
I agree.
I mean, I think we need to have what was at the end of September for us, even if we have to postpone proving it. I just think that we need to know what was in there so we can say, this month and this month, I can see that balance. Because when you start putting pen and pencil, even with some of these, I'm still like going, okay. And it's because this box is different, because it might be, this ended October or June the 30th, and this might have been through some
Yeah,
other
it would have
day.
been through another day. It would have been through a day
So-
that was.
Because I've spent 2 hours or so looking at these and going, okay, I still am missing.
Do those boxes say different than the end date at the top?
Well, one of them doesn't say.
One of them did say,
No, the top,
They don't
they
say.
probably don't say.
They don't say.
I tried to put the date in there to clarify how we were, where the money, what date that was the balance of, because that will change from day to day.
Okay.
so my recommendation right now, until we get what was the balance on September 30th, I'd rather table it till next.
So Jordan, is that something you can just email to me and then I can send on out? So they can take a look at that?
Yeah, because the box is the only thing that's confusing.
Yeah,
Well, it
I
is.
mean, I can email out
If you
the.
try,
But it has
if you
that
try to
date
make
on
it
it.
balance each month.
I mean,
and
that
you
date
go-
is different than the date up there, and it's like, it's apples and
It's just hard for me because it's
Needs to be the
still,
same.
you should be able to take money that's here and be able to put it all together and it should come out, even if you take your encumbered or what wasn't
Well,
spent.
what we need is that box backed up to the date of the rest of it.
Right, for next month and
wait
then the
till next
same way
month
and
Do the
then,
same thing.
right. So we can approve two
And
next
then it's
month.
easy.
Hopefully, there may be something else. So,
Well, any discrepancies then are easily noted instead of wondered about.
that's I don't want to wonder about it when I leave here. So, I'm just going to say that we're going to table number 4. Discussion and action on air conditioning for the gym. I still have that on there because have we made the
I
final?
believe everything's final. Have they gotten back?
We have not paid the final payment
But
yet.
as far as everything being
We're
complete.
done with the
Yeah.
project, yeah.
And they've tested everything,
Yeah.
and everything has been,
Everything's
Yeah.
approved and okay?
Everything's been approved, everything's okay, everything's the way it should be now. We have not made the final payment yet of the retainage.
To approve by Myers,
Yep,
engineering, inspector.
yep. Been approved by both.
Okay. So probably within the month that bill will be paid and then we'd be totally complete.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that was just, next one, discussion and action, Northwestern Oklahoma State University. I'm gonna just tell you, we may have to have a special meeting. Hopefully, my committee can meet for 5 or 10 minutes after this and try to finalize, and then we'll have to get with Northwestern. We're at the point of just getting the final, so hopefully by the end of next week, we'll have an agreement. And it's not on Northwestern's behalf, it's just getting our part done. So right now, really all I wanted to let you know is that we're getting close to getting that completed with Northwestern. Any questions? Yeah, we can discuss it.
Did we get straight with them on the materials?
no. I have not spoken with them since that whole thing. I didn't know maybe as a committee when they went to
Okay.
sign that, if that's something we
Okay.
could address.
Okay.
Okay. Number 7, discussion action on ARC Authority Board. Greg? Who was on his committee to do that too? Greg and Troy. Just need to, if we decided that it's going to be best for not to do that, I just need to have something at the next meeting that says, with the discussion and on this, we decide not to do it, or
Wasn't
we
Rick supposed to
proceed to.
tell us the ins and outs on that?
Yeah. Was he was going to give us some, maybe we thought maybe we
I think you all
discussed.
were.
Well, if we're an authority, we can actually make decisions, but we also have on staff. I mean, it's a lot more of a nightmare, but it makes us feel like we actually can do something. Where it is, we are advisory.
Right. I think that maybe you all were going to go try to talk to Rick, but I can't remember what I mean, I'm not throwing you under the bus or anything, Greg, but that, I can't remember whether he was supposed to get with us, but if someone hadn't talked to him, I don't know how he's going to get us anything. Well, so unless Mr. Dunn was supposed to have him give us something, I don't know that, I don't know. I can't remember.
I'll ask Rick then.
Okay, all right. Discussion and action on the strategic plan for ARC. Have we got anything, Courtney, or
No.
trying to finish mowing, right?
It's
It should be
it's
done.
just about done, yes.
If
Maybe
it
that's
is below 50
Yes.
at nights, and that's turns Bermuda
Yes.
off.
All right. Next, director's report. Anything, Courtney, you need to talk to us about?
Well, I will tell you that after they did the work on the softball fields and after it rained Sunday and Monday, we did not have any ponds that we could go fishing in. So that was great. So everything drained real well, the way it was supposed to. We went out there today to get ready for games tonight, drug it, it was great. Mark Reed did some work on the front of the sidewalk. I don't know if you guys noticed that coming in. The rain, it held up real well with the rain also. There were some low spots that we knew that until it rained, we weren't going to be able to see where it pooled at. So we know where some spots are that we need to add a little bit more dirt so it doesn't come up and set right in our building. One of the issues that we did notice is, I think our windows still have an issue. I think we still need to get them sealed real good, because there wasn't any water standing under the windows, but there was water under the windows inside. So I really think it's coming through the windows, here and then down by the concession stand. We don't have any problems in our office, so those are some things.
Most things are over.
You what?
Most
Yes,
things are over.
yes. We had 2 leaks down the long hallway just right here that I still think are coming from the vents that go into the gym. Because when you look up there, they're at the same location, but there was only 2 spots compared to the hundreds that we've always had. So those were the only 2 leaks that we've had in the building. And the wind was blowing pretty good, Sunday and Monday. So I don't know what we can do with those until those get completely sealed off up top. Because I think the water's still going to come in and then it'll go down the walls.
Any other questions? City manager's report?
A couple of things. We did approve and get a person hired that should be starting in the next week or so. We've gotten all the paperwork done. We just need to get them in for some mandatory training at City Hall. Take about a day or half a day to a day. The other thing I wanted to bring up is that at the last Oklahoma Municipal League conference I was at, I was given by our liability insurance carrier a video that they are giving to all the municipalities that are involved with their organization. And as far as a board or council's responsibilities, and what as a training video, more or less. I've talked to the council about it and have several of them watching it now during their time. Have talked to a couple of different boards, and each one of them want to do it a little different because the council would like the boards to view these as part of the training for them. So I'm bringing that up to see if you would like to participate in that training, and if so, how would you like to do it? Both the airport and the cemetery boards have elected to view those videos as a group, which we can do. We can do it at the next meeting. It's about a 38-minute video. We can come out here and I can bring a computer and we can hook up a projector and we can watch it right here on the wall. Or you can check those videos out, come to my office and check a video out and watch it at your leisure. Whatever you would like to do. If the video focuses on your responsibilities in an effort to help eliminate any personal liability that you may have, or to help eliminate any liability that the city or the rec park would take on due to actions that you have taken that may or may not have been appropriate. So those are the 2 things I would report to you. And I would certainly entertain however you wanted to watch that. If it is your time, it is your meeting, or how y'all would like to do that if you do want to do that.
Discussion. So you have 2 options. Check it out and do it on your own, or have a time.
Yeah, I guess there's actually 3 options to do nothing. I mean, and, you know, and not do it, or you can check it out on your own, and we can watch it as a group.
How many copies of the video do you have in your office?
I have in my possession 10 copies. I think I have at my office right now 4.
I know, I'd rather just go pick it up and watch it on my own time, but if y'all want to meet, we can meet, doesn't matter.
Well, we could do it during our next regular meeting. And then we don't have to have a special meeting for it. We could do it as a,
Makes it 30 minutes longer than it
Yeah.
normally is. As long as it doesn't.
Friday night popcorn at your house, Lita?
As long as it doesn't say the same thing that some of the hospital board training did, and that is, don't question anything that goes on, just vote yes, which is basically all those training sessions told you to do.
Well, do you want to meet, just do it the next one, and if we want to discuss it, we'll be together to discuss it, or do you want to? I need a motion.
no, you wouldn't,
No,
it just,
that's not-
it's not a votable action. It just,
Okay, you go.
yeah, just
So we
tell me what you want to do. I mean, we can do that. It's not a votable action. I mean, it's going to be your preference.
I don't care.
Nobody's gonna volunteer to cook rocks and serve beer.
You're doing that, Troy? At your house? You just volunteered.
Who wants to come win?
That'll be the question of getting everybody together.
Yeah. I guess we should check it out unless several of us do want to get together and watch it. But we don't need to watch it at the regular meeting.
Well, and I would caution you against more than,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's the problem.
yeah, more than a quorum
Okay.
together at any one time without at least letting me know so that it can be posted as a work session.
So everybody can count.
Yeah, I mean, at least let me know. We can post it as a work session, and that
It's an
way,
open meeting.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because that is a work session. If you all get together, you know, at one time, I mean,
I think you have two
God, I hate
options. Do it
rules.
on your own, or we have it at the next meeting. That's my two options. Feel I don't really want to schedule another.
You can do it your own if you go next meeting after the meeting.
Yeah, after the meeting, those that haven't
Not
watched it,
technically,
can
you
watch.
can adjourn though, because it's still, it's almost the end of the year.
Maybe the president should watch it first and then say everybody needs to watch it together.
Thanks, Courtney. There you go. Well, I'm not going to watch it at about 1 or 2 in the morning, so that's why you might rather do it on my time.
How dry is it? Have you seen it?
yeah, I've watched it. I've watched it at least once. I'll probably review it a couple more times, at least a couple more times.
So you really liked it.
So it's not totally lame and dry.
Well, no, there's good information in it. And it's it's a lot, it's not strictly training, do this, do that, this is what the law says. It's got a lot of information about, from other cities, and, you know, this is the way we interpret this, and this is the way it's geared up to, you know, the way things we feel are supposed to work. It's got information in there from other city managers, it's got information in there from other city council members and mayors. I mean, now, when I tell you this, this officially is a board, and this is geared toward the roles of a council member. But I think those same rules and that same guideline can be brought down to the board also.
Okay, here's my suggestion. We try to do it on our own, and before the next agenda goes out, I will probably send a text out finding out if you've done it or not. If you haven't, then we will have it at the end of our next meeting, before the meeting's adjourned. And if you have to leave because you've watched it,
I mean, you asked me to think, is it,
Sounds good.
you know, is it a nice, exciting action movie with Mel Gibson or Russell Crowe or one of those guys? No, it's not one of those. I probably wouldn't sit down at 2 o'clock in the morning to watch it. I probably wouldn't make it through it. But no, if you're awake and alert, you ought to, it's not going to put you to sleep.
so do you like my suggestion?
That sounds good.
Okay,
Sounds
all
good.
right, so we can move on. Okay, any new business?
Are we needing to rewrite our rules that we just approved and then had to override?
The policies and
Policies and procedures?
Actually, what we need to look at is we need to look at the rules that are in place for our adult sports and probably incorporate them into our policies, procedures, and when we do that, we'll look to see what changes need to be made. Does that make sense? Because there's some things in our co-ed rules or in our adult rules that aren't listed in our policies and procedures.
Okay.
Did I lose you on that? Kinda. So I think when we look at all of it, either we need to just incorporate everything into our policies and procedures or change some of those adult rules.
To align with the policy.
Yeah, yeah.
Right now, they don't add up.
There are some
There's a few
discrepancies.
discrepancies.
So do we want a committee to go and look over that and get that all in place, and then that committee bring it back? I mean, isn't that gonna be easier?
We can do that if we can get everybody together to meet. I'm not saying that.
I'm just saying that it takes a long time for a whole group to look at
It does.
that.
What I can do though is I can go through and circle and highlight some things that need to be addressed.
Okay,
Some of the issues we came, that we saw that we had problems with before.
Can you do that and send it to all of us for our input and send it back to you? And then you put
I can
something
try if
together?
I can work my scanner, right? Yeah, I mean, I will do my best to get that, yeah.
Well,
If I have to
that would be
handle it,
easier
I
than
may have
just
to
having-
hand deliver it or something, but
Do you not have
There's
digital copy?
three of us getting
Have
together.
what?
You don't have digital format?
I don't think so.
You typed it with the typewriter?
Typewriter? Typewriter, I think has dust on it underneath my desk. I'll figure some. I'll look at it, and highlight some things. Now, also, if I miss something when I send it to you guys, you make sure that hey, we need to address this also.
Well, it'd be good for us to have those copies too, what you give out to each of the activities.
Yeah.
like softball,
Yeah.
basketball,
Yeah.
volleyball.
Yeah.
So,
Policies
my
and
understanding
procedures
then-
You already have, that
Right.
you can send.
Right.
It's those copies of the
It's
other.
actually the
Okay.
adult stuff is where.
Really on there,
Well, and I have it. Actually, I think what I do, I've got it in my computer in Word. I can just go in and highlight and then attach those copies to you guys. Do it that way.
That would work.
So my understanding is that you're gonna look at it and you're gonna highlight what you think needs to be done, and then at our next meeting,
I'll send
we'll
all
try
those
to-
out to you guys, and then you guys look at it too. If you see some things that I missed, then you guys can bring them up and then we can discuss them.
Okay, so I'll make sure I put policies and procedures back on next month.
I don't know if I listed this, well, I guess policies, they're actually adult rules. I don't know how you want to list it, because we're
See, I
actually not
think-
going to go over the policies and procedures by themselves. We're actually going to address both.
Right, but I think you would want to put those as like maybe see Appendix A, Appendix B, Appendix C for the different sports or something. In your policies and procedures, have your rules, and then see additional somehow.
I just don't want you to write the agenda and they say you can't discuss the adult activities.
Well, say I'll
because
put
we're talking
policies and
about
procedures and adult sports. Okay, any other new business? Remarks and inquiries, there's a remark, next month, if you see up here, I didn't put on the September meeting, August meeting, we need to approve August meeting minutes, so next month, I need to add that too, and make sure you bring the August minutes. I didn't think about it until I was on my way out here, so.
If I can inject something, just because I just thought of it, Michelle, if you would make sure that you have your meeting schedule for next month. next month's November, so we can get it through the process so it can be posted in time in December by its required dates.
What are you saying now?
The annual meeting
The deal you have to
schedule.
take and have signed at the
Okay.
courthouse. I've got a copy of that on my computer and just change the dates on it and send it to you.
Okay, sounds great.
You go to the courthouse quite a bit, and you just take those notes.
Every day.
So I need to send that to you.
All right, is there anything else, any other remarks and inquiries? Do you have someone that wants to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Thank you for coming.